Okay, so there's been a lot of attention for the Yankees base running when LeMahieu was on first and Volpe was on third, and Volpe didn't run hard home, and LeMahieu didn't get into a rundown. If you haven't seen our video, go back a couple days and check that out. I wanted to go over this play because although it's not first and third, it's just a runner at first, it's almost the exact ball that was hit in that Yankees game. And I want you to just pretend for a second that there is a runner at third base, and I want you to watch what Duran does in this situation because in my mind, this is what LeMahieu should have done in that situation. So we've got one out, we've got a man on first, and we're going to get a ground ball here. I'm going to play it full speed once because a lot of times people get mad when I don't play the play in its entirety and then break it down. So just know that there's one out, man on first. We get the ground ball right to the first baseman. He tags the bag. Duran's going to stop. He's going to get into a rundown now. Now, luckily, he's super athletic, so he's able to get out of it. Not a great job by the Marlins. And then he's going to move all the way over to third base. So let's rewind this real quick. Let's go all the way back right here. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to put you in the mindset of that Yankees game. Let's say there's a man on third base. Again, the runner here needs to try to stay in a rundown long enough so that the runner at third can score. So watch what Duran does here. Once that ball is hit, see how his head immediately turns and he's watching. So he sees the first baseman catch the ball. The first baseman is moving to his left. So he knows the first baseman is going to step on the bag right there. So now he turns his head, right after he sees him do this, now he turns his head, he picks up the middle infielder, and he knows that he can't get there in time. So he puts his head back, and I think what he wanted to do in this situation was he was hoping that he threw the ball right there and he was going to try to get back because he is so fast. But, again, let's go back to that Yankee situation. This is what LeMahieu should have done. He should have stopped and now try to get into a rundown and force the first baseman to do one of two things. Either he doesn't throw the ball and he looks to throw home, or he at least looks at the runner here, and at that point, well, now you can just move up and you can get to second base. Or if he does try to get you out, now again you get into a rundown and you're going to try to just stay in it for that runner at third to score. So that's how it should have been done, in my opinion, in that Yankees game. Now in this situation, it's tough. You've really got two options here. So the first option is you just sprint as hard as you can on the inside. You basically run right at this shortstop's glove and you hope that this ball drills you in the back, or maybe because you're in the way, in the thrower's lane, the ball is thrown errantly and you get there. Or two, what you can do is what he does here. So he tries to time it up. He's watching here, and he's going to hope that he throws it where he can stop and get back to the bag. Now, I think in most cases for most runners in this situation, you're just going to run as hard as you can, and you're going to hope for a bad throw. Now, Duran is a little special because he can absolutely fly. And so he says, no, I'm going to force a throw, and then I'm going to show that I'm more athletic than the other team. Now, let's talk about rundown execution, because here's the thing. Once you give this ball up, right? So he gives this ball up. All right, now we're running him back. What you need in a rundown is you need momentum. If you don't catch the ball with momentum, you're never going to get a runner out that's fast. And so we're going to run this guy hard. We're going to get him to commit. Now, as the first baseman, you should start to get momentum so that when you catch it, you're on the move. But watch what happens. He catches it completely flat-footed. So who's going to win in a race? Duran, who can fly, or a first baseman who cannot fly and is running from a dead stop? If he had momentum and caught the ball with momentum, he would have just caught and tagged him. The other thing he's doing poorly is he never chose a lane. He's making this guy throw it up over Duran's head. So he has to flip it up over his head. He should have been on the inside and picked the lane that the shortstop was on. So you can see the shortstop is in here on the grass. He should have gotten inside on the grass. Again, he catches it with no momentum. Now it's like Little League, like outside playing pickle, right? And you don't want to be playing pickle when you're running down a guy that's a supreme athlete. And so now what we do is we get another throw here, right? So now we have another throw up over his head. We don't pick a side. We throw the ball up over his head. It's flipped softly. You should be darting the ball with some speed. If you flip the ball softly and you've got Duran running, like, he's going to beat the ball. And because he had to flip it over his head, it's high. Now he's got to jump. Right? It's just kind of a disaster. And then to compound things, now we turn and we throw it again to our third baseman who's covering now. And that ball gets away, and now Duran moves up to third base. So a lot of mistakes made there in the rundown. And sometimes you can get away with these things when, again, you're running down like a slow runner. But when you're running down one of the faster guys in the league that's a super athlete, you got to do things fundamentally sound because he's more athletic than everyone else on the field. So hopefully that helps and makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.